Chairman David Mark, party spokesman Bolaji Abdullahi, and other key figures of the party in Abuja. Similarly, Obi's 2027 political direction remains unclear. Speculations intensified after a closed-door meeting between Jonathan and Obi, which some interpreted as a sign of a possible political alliance. However, Tanko dismissed such assumptions, explaining that the meeting was merely a friendly discussion between two leaders who share mutual respect and a common interest in Nigeria's progress. In a recent development, the Lagos State government today rearranged convicted billionaire kidnapper Chukwudumeme Onwamadike, popularly known as Evans. The Lagos High Court, sitting in Ikeja, is hearing the case of the murder of two police officers by the billionaire kidnapper. He and his co-defendant were arraigned before Justice A.O. Ogala on a 5-count charge bordering on murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy to commit kidnapping. They both pleaded not guilty to the charges. We'll bring you more details as this story unfolds. You're currently listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. I'm now being joined by our Omiko of the Sunday editorial desk for the analysis segment on the news at 12. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. Mr. Awa Omiko, can you hear me? Good afternoon and welcome to the conversation.
No, I can't hear you.
Is this better? Good afternoon. All right, I believe you can hear me now.
Okay, yeah, better now.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us today. Always a pleasure whenever we get to have conversations on the state of the nation. And a happy new week to you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get right into the situation. Insecurity has been ravaging so many different areas of Nigeria, and we've seen the federal government and state governments applying kinetic and non-kinetic approaches to curb these insecurity. Recently, 3 local government areas in Katsina State signed peace pact with bandits. This was very recently, as recent as last week. We also know that a peace pact was signed last month as well. Nigerians were not happy when pictures emerged on social media showing the chairman of a particular local government going into the bush to attend the wedding ceremony of a bandit's children right inside the forest. Many people see that as collusion and not peaceful coexistence. What's your take on that?
That's just the right word for it. It's a collision and not a peaceful coexistence. Because in a situation where you know these people these are people destroying the economy, killing people, minding and destroying things. Nigerian economy has ceased to be what it used to be because of insecurity. Can you just imagine the level, the quantity of lives being lost at each time, at each killing, and the money being messed up and taken away. In fact, until I keep on saying this, until we go back to our roots, and let us emulate these advanced countries, what they do with those that toy with the economy. Until we go back to that, where there'll be no way moving, there'll be no headway for us. Such a council chairman should be held responsible. He's encouraging them. And this goes to say that government knows where all these people are and know how to get them arrested. Because some people are feeding very fat from it, and that is why they are handling them the way they are handling them. You look at it, it's just like knowing where Namroba lives. Every time Namroba is celebrating birthday, you run to him to celebrate, and you come on the other side to say, Amrobas are bad. No, let us call a spade and not agricultural tools. Our government are equally should be held responsible. Let us handle these things once and for all and destroy them. What is there? Insecurity, banditry, terrorists. They are not spirits. We know the government know where they stay, and until they do the needful, we continue to have it. Continue to recall as continue to have it happen every now and then. All right.
You know,
Thank you.
while we talk about peace pacts with bandits in certain areas of the country, and honestly, and sometimes when we say bandits, it's as if we're trying to water down the level of destruction that these people perpetrate when they go into communities, you know, when they go into communities with no reason and then kill people anyhow for no reason, committing bloodshed. While we go into peace pacts with bandits in some states, in other states, these bandits are ravaging places. They are going into places and killing people. There was an attack just last night in Kwara State. Kwara State has seen an upsurge in insecurity very, very recently. Now, there have also been reports from certain defense correspondents who are saying that these terrorists now have drones, armed drones, that they use to attack not just the people, but Nigerian army personnel. Are this the kind of people whom we should still be applying the non-kinetic approach to?
Look, you see, if you follow the Russian example, we have not even witnessed half of what we're witnessing, half of what the Russians do witness almost on daily basis. That is where banditry is actually hard. But the government of the day know how to get them and know how to deal with them. In fact, you can't do that and go scot-free. I stand to be corrected. Our government is part of the bandits. I stand to be corrected with the way things are going. You will see that some of these, hello?
I'm with you, Mr. Awamiko. You know, you cannot just say that the government is a part of the bandits, right? Because when you say that, we're saying that there is a collusion with the government of the day or even the previous administrations to take the lives of Nigerians that they're supposed to be preserving. What would be the reason for that?
Excuse me, Madam Chairman. I owe no apologies to that because of the way they have been handling these issues. How will you see Mr. Chairman of a local government going to cohabit, going to fraternize with bandits, and you are telling me they're not part of it? How do you know if that wife, if that lady, the son of the bandit is married, is not the daughter or cousin or nephew or niece of Mr. Chairman? And from the look of things, the way these things are being handled, it shows that these politicians are part of it. When they're in power, they play let it go. When they are out of power, they stay the other side to make the people believe them that they are the best and bring them back in. And I have never said, no matter what they do, you see, the government is doing, I am sure it is hide and seek game. They are playing with the lives of Nigerians. Look at the supply of weapons and weaponry to the military. Have you the money put in, has it been accounted for? Even when there was a suspect of fraud within that, what happened to those people? Do you know about the outcome of the fraud? And so many other things that happens with the security architecture that the right people are never put in the right place. You can see the US people came in here and told us that we're not yet serious with it. Why wouldn't they why would they not say that? When you see some people as a sacred cow, some areas of the country as a sacred cow, you must not touch them. You say, let's negotiate. Negotiating what? For Christ's sake. You've been negotiating and now you are still negotiating. And lives are going for it. We are still negotiating. If we know we are not serious, we should stop claiming that we are doing something. In fact, we are giving them the headway for them to operate. You will see trained soldiers, then bandits will just capture them as if it's their Boy Scouts. When you look at the calculations of the happenings within the security network, within the security architecture of this country, you know that there's an underhand. And those underhands are those in power. And that is why I say government should equally be held responsible for the own lives lost. And until the day of reckoning comes, if they don't want, Nigerians are watching, and the day of reckoning is coming. Because you can't tell me that the military, well-trained military, Nigerian military is among the best in the world. Well trained. And yet, bandits, we just hold them as if they are killing chicken. That is that something must have gone wrong.
It's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate, Mr. Awa Omiko. But from insecurity, let's talk politics, which is another area that Nigerians are very interested in ahead of the 2027 general elections. The Obedient movement has reacted to talks of an alliance between Obi and Jonathan, saying that each time they have met, they just discuss general issues and there is no pact between them to come together to oust the current administration of President Bola Tinubu in 2027. But would it actually be better if they had this pact? Many Nigerians do not mind Jonathan coming back, while many are saying he should not come back and just continue to play the role of an elder statesman.
Jonathan, if Jonathan comes back, he'll just be there to mess up himself. Jonathan has no clue of governance. Not everybody is given to the knowledge of governance. He's clueless. And I would advise him to play the role of Mandela in Nigeria. So let him just stay out of government. Let him be the father. Let him play that father figure, going from one place to the other. Even if you hold him one-on-one to discuss on policies and economic issues, when he was Mr. President, Jonathan was just flawless. In fact, he knew nothing.
Are you saying as President Jonathan did not do well, and now that Nigerians are being nostalgic to have his time back, it's just that?
When you engage in one-on-one, you will see that it is economic theory and nothing. Now that did that as it may. He has been good playing the role of peacemaker, moving from one place to another. We cannot say Obi and Jonathan. That's not a good bedfellow. No. It's one-sided. And we are not practicing regionalism. What we are practicing is federalism. So Obi and Jonathan is a no-go area. Jonathan can only advise Obi on the way out. Jonathan can only direct Obi on the way out. Jonathan can only help Obi win the South. But for Jonathan to come out as a presidential candidate, I would rather say no to that. Let him remain the father figure. The issue most politicians in this part of the world have is that we have failed to realize that they are patriotic, they are patriots in the country, and there are patriotic elements that will still remain and play the role of father figure. Not everybody should be coming out for politics. Let him remain at the background and play the role of a father figure. Let him play the role of Mandela. When Mandela said, no, he's no longer interested, and he was just there advising people. Or was it Gandhi of India? Gandhi of India? You see how we said and said, no, let there be peace. And today, we have the Gandhi movement, or Gandhi peace movement. So all over the world. Let us emulate those people and yet follow things the way it should be. For Obi and Jonathan, I know how both of them could have come together. Obi going there, they would rather tell you there is no political meeting, but we can't trust politicians. There is no how two political figures will meet without discussing politics. I know they're trying to keep that.
Okay, so when they say that Jonathan and Obi did not discuss politics, they did not discuss an alliance, you're saying that there is no way that did not happen?
No. So, two gladiators
would you say they are trying to gatekeep that information until they are ready to spill?
Yes, but I will assure you that Jonathan is not coming out.
Jonathan is not coming back.
Yes.
Or you say that because you don't want him to come back, because you do not believe he's good at governance.
No, it's not that we don't want him to come back. The political climate has not, despite the fact that trying to pull him out, political climate does not warrant that for now. And if you look at the roles he has been playing in terms of peaceful alliance, going from one place to another to think for peace, no. Once he comes out, they'll see his role as being judgmental, and they'll see him as being a partial umpire. And for him to remain the big man he is, when I mean big man, I mean a solution finder he is, let him just stay out of politics, or let him stay at the corner, at the background, and direct things.
All right, then. Thank you so much. Let's talk about education. ASU rejected the federal government's proposal and they have vowed to begin a 2-week strike starting today. But last week, the Minister of Education told us that this administration has already made significant progress by releasing 50 billion naira for the payment of what they called and academic allowances, while another 150 billion has been captured in the 2025 budget for needs assessment to be disbursed in 3 tranches to ASU. With all of ASU has rejected this, they say they don't want. And right now, this morning, federal government came out to say, look, from 12 a.m., if you do not work, there will be no pay. We will start the no work, no pay policy. How exactly will we be able to have that? I mean, ASU and the federal government coming to an agreement since 2009 when we had this ASU FGN agreement, which ASU says the federal government has not followed.
When you begin to talk of economic development and growth, you cannot do without education. In fact, education is just at the pivot, is the driver of that. And what I would rather want, or rather suggest, is that this strike should not last longer than 2 days. Let them go back to the drawing table. And the government shouldn't be high-handed. Neither should ASU, because it is the soul of Nigerians, not just the youth. When people look at it and say the students, no, that is the soul of Nigerians, education, and equally our economy. Because if you didn't train these are young people, and these days we don't even have, you see even the adults still in school, there are managers in school, there are captains of industries in school, and there are people going there to renew, to be trained and retrained. So if you didn't have the platform to play your fundamental role, what are you then doing to the economy? You are jeopardizing the economy. So government and ASU should come at the round table and let there be peaceful settlement. What ASU is asking for is for the betterment of in fact, it's for their own welfare and as well as the school. Good. But we wouldn't say because you are doing that, you want to do it with coercion. But when you say strike, it means all other means of settlement has failed. And that is why we are introducing coercion, which is strike. No, we shouldn't do that. All you need to do is keep on piling, keep on waiting. We know government has said they are going to send these things out in trenches. You wait until government fails on its own part. Then you can now go into full battle with government. But for now, I would advise ASU to go back to the classroom and teach. Because in settlement of labor issues, you don't need force. You need persuasion. It should be more persuasive. And government should be seen doing what it has promised ASU to do. This is one of the things I said, not just throwing money around. There should be the sector you have to put in this money and begin to see manifestations. If you begin to give each family 100,000 naira per month, or even 50,000 naira per month, you are not helping the economy. The only way you can help the economy to grow is by working on those basic sectors, and education happens to be one of them. We shouldn't allow our lecturers to suffer. Let's make them feel fine. In fact, if you look at the workload in the classrooms, you will pity some of them. Some of them are growing over when they are not yet supposed to be growing because of the level of work put there. Government should listen to them, and ASU should equally pipe down. Things will happen to their own favor with time.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Mr. Awa Omiko, for joining me on the World News at 12 this afternoon. It's always a pleasure whenever we get to have these conversations. I do appreciate you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right, then. We have been speaking with Mr. Awa Omiko right here on the World News at 12. Just before we wrap up, let's take a look at the top stories again. You heard that Trump has arrived in Israel as Hamas releases all hostages. Bandits kill youth leader, injure mother and kidnap two during night attack on Kwara village. ASU reject federal government proposal, begins 2-week strike, and the Obedient movement reacts to alliance talks between Obi and Jonathan. And that is a wrap on the World News at 12. My name is Chioma Innocent. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.